All right, here we go. Stop doing that, bro. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is one of the biggest moments I've had in my life for a very long time. This is the final episode of 2G1C Season 1.
We finally made it.
This is awesome, dude. I'm beyond excited. Before we get started, I just have a lot of things I want to say, and then we'll get into today's topic. I just want to say thank you to all you guys listening, man. This has been such a transformational journey for me. And I've seriously, if you guys haven't watched every episode or whatever, I just want you to know, from episode 1 to now, this is just I'm a new person. I really am, man. I've introduced Christ way more into my life. I'm transformed. I know what I want. I know what I want to do in life. And I think these first 25 episodes have been a incredible documentation of that. You know what I mean? It's awesome. And we start how we finish. This was the place where we filmed our first episode in Florida.
Yeah,
and now
Florida.
we're filming our last episode in Florida here. So
yeah.
But it's a great feeling. Great
really
news.
Crazy.
Great news before we get started. Mike bought his Tesla. It's on the way.
In delivery.
What an incredible feeling, Mike.
Yes.
Guys, he did it. We had all these conversations about him, and he was scared to do it, but he did it, and I'm so proud of you, dude. Oh, so
Never made a purchase like that in my life.
Yeah, what a great feeling.
Yeah, no,
what
it's
a great
awesome.
feeling.
No, it'll be great.
It's going to be here in what? 4 days, 5 days?
4 days, yeah.
They're building it. They're building it right now. And it's on its way over. Oh, and Cuppy's here too. If you guys see here.
Another guest today.
That's right. But great feeling. Life is really good right now. I had a great day at work. And things are really great. The one thing I wanted to talk about today is I think I told you guys in the past episode or the episode before that I've started journaling. And it's been awesome. Awesome. I love waking up and then writing stuff down. I mean, that's what you do. But it's been a great way to put my thoughts down and really sit with them and all that. It's kind of like a podcast, but for me. And one of the prompts in there, and this will be the discussion of today's episode, is 2 days ago, because my journal has questions in it, I was asked, are you seeking security or adventure? And I think in our lives right now, I think this question applies perfectly. I think when you asked a question like that, you can't have both. You can't have security and full adventure. You can't have full adventure and security.
Yeah.
Right? And I think in our lives, especially mine, just really figuring out what I really want. And I'll tell you guys about that a little bit. Lately, when it comes to my mindset and stuff, before coming down to Florida, and when I first started caddying, I was like, man, I never want to go down to Florida to caddy. I never want to do that because I don't want to get stuck in the loop. I don't want to get stuck. I want to finish college. I want to do all this stuff, right? That has nothing to do with enjoying life. It's all about getting my 4 years at college done, having a family, having kids, and just starting, right? And one of the things I've realized lately is it's not about some race, right? There is no whoever gets there first wins, because there's a lot of people, and I know that included, that have done these things already. They've completed their 4 year, they've completed all this stuff, and now they don't know what they want. And I think the incredible thing about coming down here is I've learned so much about who I am and what I want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we kind of touched on that where, look back at the first episode.
Yes.
The very first episode, not the one, not just down here. I mean, maybe that one applies as well, but just the growth and what's changed,
yes.
And all that good stuff. It hasn't been that long,
no,
but a lot has changed.
It hasn't, but so much has changed, yeah. And so I think just kind of pulling back to that first episode, it's not about getting finished with your 4 years and all that stuff. It's about enjoying it the whole time. And so with the question, adventure or security. I think lately in my life, where I used to seek security, right, I now seek adventure. And I think a lot of that comes from my newfound conscious relationship with Christ. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because, I grew up going to church and doing all that stuff and whatever. And you never really make a conscious decision to follow Christ, I think, until like probably after high school is when you're off on your own and you're forced to make decisions in your own life. You know what I'm saying? And so lately there's a verse in the Bible that I've really been living and really focusing on like crazy. And I'll tell you guys right now, it's Matthew 6:34. And I'll read this to you. It says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." And I think a lot of with seeking security, what that is it's a lot about worrying about tomorrow. You want to make sure you're secure for tomorrow. You want to make sure you're good for tomorrow. And I've really thought about this verse a lot, and you can tell me what you think about my reasoning, is I think that when it comes to not worrying about tomorrow and being more present today, right? When you're not worrying about saving or your career or whatever, your interactions and the people you talk to, you're more present and fruitful with those people, right? Which means you're at 100% all the time. You're totally present all the time. And so I think that the benefits and fruit that come from those relationships are so much more rewarding than any amount of financial security or whatever. Here's a great example. The other day, me and Mike, we worked in the morning. And so after, these caddies were going out to play golf. And they were like, "Do you guys want a caddy for us?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not? Why not?" And it was great. It was fun. They were kind of talking crap to each other, chirping at each other, but it was a lot of fun. And after caddying for them, we went and got dinner with one of them. Shout out Caddy Devin. He's cool. Mm-hmm. Mike kind of doesn't like you, Devin.
That's not true at all.
Because you beat him in everything.
Well, okay. Well, then at that extent, yeah. But yeah.
Like, so obviously in the caddy yard, people gamble and play games and all that stuff. How many times have you played Devin in NCAA football?
Probably 4 times.
And how many times have you lost to Devin?
I'm 0-4.
0 for 4 against Devin.
He's my,
He's your kryptonite.
My kryptonite, yeah.
But after we caddied, we went and got dinner with Devin. And we sat down and had just an incredible conversation. And I bought Devin dinner that night. And I easily could have asked him to pay or whatever, but I thought that doing that would be really, really nice. And I think because of that, he felt more comfortable and he gave us a lot of great advice and he opened up to us and we had a really fruitful, great conversation. And I think that that is a great example where being present and kind and giving in your day-to-day life equals more fruitful and satisfying interactions. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that seeking adventure is being present. I think you want to go live for great moments, right? You want to experience things before you go, right? Mm-hmm. Or security, it's like you want to make sure you get to the end of the game. I think, adventure is like really playing the game and taking risk.
And maybe you'll kind of lead into that, but like that's what we've been doing for the past 4 months, 3 months, whatever.
And it's been awesome.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. Like one of the things that you said a couple episodes is like you've never been more stress-free in life.
Yeah.
And I love that, dude.
No,
I love it.
100% true.
Because do you remember when we first started? And the course that we caddy, it's called Calusa. I know that we've talked about it, but do you remember when we first started caddying and Julian was caddying with us? Shout out Julian. He's like, he goes to OU and bartends and does Julian Archer alcohol stuff. But shout out Julian. Love you. Me and Julian like have done a ton of crazy things together. But he was like, I'm never going to Calusa because I don't want the Calusa mind virus and I don't want to like get stuck in the world of caddying and stuff. Mm-hmm. And kind of back to what I was saying earlier. I think if you're intentful with your decisions that you make, I think that's what it's all about. Like coming down here and being a caddy and making some pretty good money and wanting to move forward. I think if you're very intentful and you say, this is what I want to do with it, right, then that's great. But where people get lost is when they come into the caddy world and they're like, well, this is great. I don't know where to go, so I'm just going to stay where I am.
When you don't have a timeline or you don't have a plan.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with our plan and stuff, there's a lot of big things that we have that we want to do and stuff. Like next winter, we're not sure if this is going to happen. We're kind of thinking about it, but I've sent some emails to clubs in Hawaii, and then one of our buddies mentioned Thailand. I want to go caddy somewhere crazy. I want to go caddy somewhere super crazy. And I think that chasing that adventure and content is a great excuse to go do that thing. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go do cool stuff, it makes for great content and we experience more and we want to share that with others. And I think right now in my life, you know, that question that I was asked, and I'll get my journal, and Mike will talk a little bit after, but I think right now in my life, I'm experiencing adventure, and I truly am trying to take every opportunity and let Christ lead my next action, my next decision. And it's been awesome, man. And, you know, Mike's buying the car. He made the big step. How do you feel, Mike? Tell everyone how you feel.
Generally, we've just, being down here has just been absolutely amazing. And what Avery kind of touched on about being just stress-free and just moving forward and just taking a day at a time and kind of just like living in the moment, being adventurous is just all 100% true, where it's just, you know, we never thought we would do this a year ago. Like we would joke about, back and forth, as was the joke, the Calusamine virus, and, get caught into it. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And all that. But it's been absolutely fantastic. And it's hard to even put into words how awesome it's been. And
it's been great.
How it will continue to be awesome, and looking forward to.
This is just the beginning.
Being out of the comfort zone every day.
Yeah, no. And right before this episode, shout out Rhetoric. He's Logic's DJ. He made a little short video, and he said, "In your 20s, you need to go fail more." And so, after the podcast is finished, after this episode, the goal is to put out a little short film or just something a week to be experimental and try and create new stuff. And I want to fail. I want to go out there. I want to put myself out there and learn and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But this is what I said to the question: Are you seeking security or adventure? And I'm just gonna read it word for word. I freaking love this question. It assumes you can't have both, which I love. When I was growing up, for the longest time, I was so worried about security or making enough money. And I'm now at the point in my life where I make around $70K flex. That's not a lot, but whatever. When I was younger, I told myself, if I made $80,000 a year, I'd be set for life. And it's funny because I wish I had so much more. Creating content has taught me that a great memory or lesson learned is far more valuable than $80K a year. And then at the end, I answer the question. I am seeking adventure. It says in the Bible, do not worry about tomorrow. Seeking security is worrying about tomorrow. If you are worried about tomorrow, it's impossible to be present today. And then I said, I believe security is just an illusion. Nothing is guaranteed in this life. And then at the end I say, my faith in Jesus Christ encouraged me to chase adventure. And this is just the beginning. We're going to do a lot of great, incredible things, man. And I seriously, like, Mike, man, I thank God for you every day, bro. Nobody else that I come down here and do it with. And I'm in such a great spot mentally, man. And, like, God has shown himself to me so much. Like, whenever I think I'm getting too far away, he comes right back and he shows himself to me in another way. And it just, so blessed. And when it comes to the content going forward, do I know what the roadmap is exactly going to look like? No, I don't. But right now, like, I'm so thankful for the podcast. I'm so thankful the way everything has played out. I'll give my thank yous and stuff after Mike will do, his little monologue and stuff. But I think, like, do you think your answer has changed? Like, if I were to ask you the security or adventure question at the beginning of the podcast, do you think your answer would have been different than it is now?
Like, since episode 1, I think, I think, or I would definitely say I would have leaned more towards security.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Because, we even talked about this with something like the car.
Yes.
Exactly. And where I'm going with it, where we talked about while we're walking on the beach, because, Avery mentioned we go to the beach a lot when we can. Yeah. And, it's all about having that peace of mind saying, okay, I'm going to go out, work out, make this, but I'm also going to just kind of keep it aside, which is fantastic.
And save and yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to go out of your comfort zone and buy something you really want.
Yeah.
And
or go do something you really
or
want.
do something you really want. And that hence would be the LA trip. Hence that would be
LA trip was awesome.
Yes. Hence the coming down to Florida.
Hence the Tesla, hence
And
Florida, hence
the car.
skydiving. Yeah.
Yes, all of it. And as time's gone on the past couple of years, I've really turned that switch from being more reserved to being more adventurous, and it's been absolutely fantastic.
Dude, it's been great. It's been great. I got to say my thank yous. I have a lot of thank yous. I'll just go down the list of everyone I got here. Shout out Joseph Dotson, my homie. I went skydiving with Joseph. He's the man. He's the greatest.
Great guy.
Nate Stahl. Nate, we just talked on the phone the other day, and you inspire me every single day, bro. And you're happy in life, and that couldn't make me happier, man. Shout out Colin Summerday, man. You've truly turned a corner, and you're living to the fullest, man. And I couldn't be more proud of you, man. One of my homies, Daniel Underation, one of my first episodes that I truly learned a lot on. Daniel, like, if there's a guy that is more suited for what he's going through right now, then that was like the weirdest way to ever would that ever. Daniel, you're the greatest, dude, and I'm beyond proud of you, and you're winning in life, bro. Shout out Blake. That episode was awesome. When we sat down,
one of my favorites.
Yes, I love that episode so much. And there's a lot of people that, one of my buddies came up to me and he's like, you should have said this on the episode, or you should have critiqued this, dude. But at the end of the day, like, that's one of my favorite episodes I've ever done. Shout out Steven Gamoff. Steven, I've texted you twice since I've been down here and you haven't responded, but I love you, brother. And I love the conversations that we've had. Gabe Emery. Gabe, in our episode, dude, that was incredibly healing for me. There's a lot of things that I talked about in that episode that I didn't fully get off my chest or get rid of or whatever, and I seriously think that our episode together was one of the biggest healing experiences that I ever had on this entire show. Shout out Matt Redinger. Matt, I've texted you twice as well, and I've called you twice, and you haven't responded, dude. But I'm proud that you're moving forward in life, bro. Like, the spot that you're in, I could never get to something like that. You're so disciplined and you're so mannered, and you have been an incredible cornerstone in my relationship with Christ. Shout out Noah Villers, man. Noah, we just talked on the phone the other night, and kind of same with Nate. You guys are both winning in life, dude, and you guys inspire me to be more Christ-like. And the way that you guys do it, you're so open about your relationship with Christ and how he works in your life, and you're real about it. And dude, that sets me on fire. I love it, bro. Shout out Unk, being my first guest that I ever paid for. Unk, we thank you. It was a great learning experience for me, and and thanks for being there. Thanks for letting me pay you, and thanks for letting me give you the opportunity, and it was really, really dope. Shout out my sister. I love that episode too. I actually listened to our episode the other day, and it was awesome. It was a vibe, and it's one of my favorites. Last but not least, obviously, I'll give Mike his flowers in a bit. Shout out Ben Watterson. Ben, you haven't been on the podcast, dude, but you have been such a clinical part of my life and my relationship with Christ. Let me tell you guys about Ben real quick. My first time ever coming to Collective back home, Ben came up to me and he said, "What's up?" And he said hello. And I went to workout group and I met Ben and we just hit it off, man. And Ben, like, I want you to know, man, you have been such a father figure to me and such a mentor when it comes to my relationship with Christ and moving forward, dude. And I seriously thank God for you every single day, bro. I know that I don't text you every day or call you every day, man, but like, I ask myself all the time, what would Ben do in this situation? And Ben, man, we're going to do incredible things together, but I want to say thank you, bro. You have been such an incredible part of my life and my journey thus far, and you're going to be on one of the episodes next season. I know it. But I just want to say thank you, bro. I am going to see you in a couple days down here because you're coming down. Just kind of funny how that works. Your friends are coming down, and then you're close to us and stuff, and I'm excited to get lunch with you, bro. But, like, you have changed my life, dude. And the fact we were at breakfast one morning, and one of the things that you told me, because I told him, I said, Ben, I don't want you to be disappointed in me because I did this and that or whatever. And you said, Avery, there is no world where I'm ever going to be disappointed in you, man. I'm always going to be proud of you. And like, that means the world to me, bro. Shout out Mike sitting next to me, bro. My partner in crime, dude. I couldn't have done it without you, bro. We've been through so much together and we've done so many crazy things. And you've been by my side through it all. You know what I'm saying? We've, experienced like a friend group breakup and all that stuff. But to have you by my side, dude, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Shout out my mom. I love my mom. I wouldn't be anywhere without my mom. Like, she is just the best in the world. Mom, you're living the life you've always wanted to live, and I couldn't be more proud of you. Couldn't be more proud of you. Shout out my brother. I've learned so much from you, Grant, in these past couple weeks. I know that you've had a tough run, and you're moving forward, and you're doing great. But I couldn't be more proud of you, dude. I'm serious, man. You're stronger than me and Victoria combined, and I just keep moving forward, buddy. You're gonna be just fine. Shout out my dad. I haven't talked to my dad in a while, a long while. And who knows where things are going to go from there. But you taught me a lot when we were real young, Dad, and we always used to watch superhero movies, and you always taught me to be creative and chase my dreams and do all that stuff. And like I said, I know we haven't talked in a long time, but you're one of the reasons that I do all this stuff and I know you don't know that at all, but you're the reason that I caddy. You're the reason I love superheroes. You're the reason I do my best to be creative. You're the reason I learned how to do the Rubik's Cube, all that stuff. And I want to say thank you. This is the final episode of this season. And going forward, I want to do my best to seek adventure and be creative. And I just want everyone to know, like, if you're here now and things go the way I want them to go, like, you guys are day ones. This is such an incredible part of my life. And I think these first 25 episodes, although every single one of them isn't perfect or good at all, it shows the growth of me to get to where I want to be when it comes to starting to create more stuff. And I'm so thankful, dude. So thankful. Right after this episode, John Bellion, one of my favorite creative people of all time. If you don't know who John Bellion is, then you're missing out. I don't know him. I've never met him, but he inspires me so much. And one of the videos he just put out is his creative process of making a song. So that'll be at the end of this episode because that inspires me and all that stuff. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. And I know there's only 3 people still listening and stuff, but I didn't grow as fast as I wanted to channel-wise when it comes to this stuff. But like Joseph said a couple episodes ago, he said, maybe the podcast didn't grow and the channel didn't grow, but you grew incredibly. And you're right. You're right. Mike bought his Tesla. We're going to keep moving forward. So much more great content on the way. Mike, is there anything that you want to say before we get out of Dodge, man?
Everything that was, you had your spotlight. That was awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome. All of it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I guess for my regards, I guess I just want to say thank you to you as well.
Thank you, bro.
Just
means the world to me, dude.
Not only for like driving me to like do new things, but also like since years ago, you always try to get me out of my shell, do new things, become more confident when it came to
being on camera,
on a mic, both to be, a better caddy, be more outspoken with others, and just kind of put yourself out there, be more yourself, and be a little less reserved. And part of that is all thanks to you, to be honest.
So proud of you, bro.
And, we've just done a lot of crazy things.
Dude, and we're going to do even crazier
We'll continue
things.
to be a lot more crazy things.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
And then obviously just thanks to, honestly, your entire family just for making me feel like one of you guys while I'm down here.
Heck yeah. We love you, Mike.
Open arms and, just really just having me fit in, even before we were down here, just having me like feel like I fit in, just, and just it's been so great.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to shout that out as well.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, I'm beyond excited for the future. This has been great. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been 2G1C, and it doesn't get any better than this.
It's crazy.
Season 2 starts. I'm going to cry, dude. Season 2 starts probably when I get back home. And big things are coming, dude. I'm going to do some crazy stuff. I've been emailing some crazy people. have so many great things planned, and it's just going to be really, really great. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been 2G1C episode 25.
25,
This
we
is,
made it.
this is the start. This is the catalyst. This is the beginning of something really, really great. And I want to say thank you to all you being here and listening. And I'm really, really, really happy. Big things on the way, and I'm excited. We will see you in season 2.
2? Yeah.
Season 2. 2G1C, 2 Guys, 1 Couch. Everyone's like, how can you have a faith-based podcast and call it 2 Guys, 1 Couch? We're going to redefine 2G1C. That's the goal. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Avery.
And you're with Michael.
And we will see you next time.
I paid my dues to make it. Everybody wants me to be what they want me to be. I'm not happy when I try to fake it. No. Ooh, that's why I'm easy.
Get a little more volume on that. I've had this thing. How do you prove a point about being a father while working all the time to put out a product about being a good father? Does the world even want to hear about that shit? Everything's fucking sexy, baby. Everything is the opposite of the guy just that wakes up and goes to his fucking job and is trying to do right by his kids. How do you make that ball main? What's my fear? That falls completely flat. That the whole world's like, I don't want to hear about no guy being like, being a dad is cool. That's and then that it just being totally not landing, because you never know how culture lands. The only difference is now with complete control and getting paid the way I want to, I can live and die by the failure. But the fear around it all is like, A, it either gets way too big where this whole thing gets out of control, or B, it's me sinking all of this thing, trying to prove a point about having my master's back to be in control of my own world. You know what I mean? Like, on those turnarounds, maybe. On those turnarounds is wherever that tag... And extend it again. But it's like, where does it feel good to keep giving him that turnaround 3 times where it doesn't... You know what I mean? Yeah. You get crazy by the 3rd one. As if I'm sampling it from an older song, but it's my own song. Your vocals. And then do the chop around whatever the scheduled turnaround is.
So let's just put the wash melody on that beat.
No, I'm saying leave the wash melody as the anchor point. Let's figure out what the wash melody is, and then chop in.
Sick.
whatever the middle part is in between.
Yes.
He's recording.
Perfect.
Get a better melody than the hook as the verse. I just think it's a it's not a fate of mine state, but a die for me. Hard. Even if I don't say changes, but hey, let it vibe for me. See you like another month, can't stand it. Wide, baby, live. Little phone safe, I'm there. Let it vibe for the first one. Second time, don't think for damn it. Let it watch, show me. Let it on the days, don't think like you're gonna change it. Let it watch. What the fuck is going on in the first 5 seconds? By the time they get it, they never heard some shit like that in their life. Can you just get me? Can you take this off? Let me get headphones so I can walk around with this.
We got it down to the car? That's a little face. Yeah. Okay, we'll get him a shot before. Right.
Being dad's actually hard. Staying married for 20 years is actually harder than being a pimp. It's like, okay, let me think different. I want to encourage that line of thought to change. So if my son listens to this when he's young, how can I encourage him to feel like it's cool to follow in the footsteps that my dad did, which is lay down his life to give a life to me, for me to do what I want to do. Sacrifice is cool. It's just not promoted that way. Yeah. So I'm like, shit, what am I walking into? Because every day, I don't have the father figure moving forward. I have the stuff from my father, what he's taught me, the stuff he's instilled. But then when you're a man on your own and you have the weight of the world on your shoulders with your wife, where you don't even tell your wife about your problems, you don't, as a man, you hold on to a lot. I want that whole entire struggle of what it's like to be a dad, all to be in an artistic package that feels accessible to everybody. It not landing in that way is my deepest fear.
Treat somebody like whoever see you coming at me like
Let it wash over me. Stand on your face, don't let it change like it changes. Let it wash and follow.
I love that.
It's gotta feel like this. Yeah, I feel like even if I just look outward and just try to encapsulate what this feels like and get lost in it, and then whatever kind of dumps out, we just figure out a way to puzzle piece it into the top line. That's like never how I'm operating. I feel like it would just come out super different. So great.
Sick.
And it's like, let that be the loop of the hook, and then I'm on top of that for the verse. And then that turnaround you did on the drums. That's like an A+ hook for an average song, you know what I mean? Keep that as the verse though. And when you flip back,
I love the. Yeah.
Let me set like on my love, on my steady fires. Let it wash and flip. Every time we do the wash, even the tagline could be an octave down. Let it wash over me. See them all seaside like this. Let it wash over me. See like a flame, flown on a flame. And only flip at the end. Let it wash all over me. Feel like we made more man. Let it wash over me. See like a dance, don't take. Let it wash over me. Feel like a leg, flown on me like a foam man. Let it wash all over me.
That's weird.
I love it that it extended each time, like you're saying with the Dave Matthews shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's weird. That's so weird.
See like a fair long.
let it wash over me.
See like a death on me.
Let it wash over me.
See like a
Hit the mic. Turn it off. Yep. And if I'm just kind of, yeah.
Treat your body like a river wave. See you coming at me like a wave.
Feels even on some like Bob Dylan shit. See you coming at me like a wave and fall on hair.
No.
Treat your body like a river wave. See you coming at me like a wave and touch me 12 ways, stars on the legs look like a million diamonds.
Yep.
And then
Let it wash all over me.
on the third one, flip that. So, let me just get a bunch of the in-betweens. My son said to me the other day, he said all day he's saying, I don't need toys anymore. I don't need toys anymore. He said all day to me, I had no idea what he meant. I don't need toys anymore, Dad. He kept saying it to me. He was eating breakfast. Oh, by the way, Dad, I don't need toys anymore. He's 3. I don't need toys anymore. I don't need toys anymore. I put him to bed. He goes, you don't have to work anymore. I don't want you to leave me.
Wow.
I don't need toys anymore. I'm like, man, what am I chasing? There's no amount of cars I could buy to be present with my kid. There's no amount of number ones I could be to be present with my kid. Ooh, that's an album. But the world works in such an odd way where you look at what's promoted,
That's what I'm saying.
and you're like, sometimes I'm like, man, am I just going to the gallows of like people who ain't nobody want to hear about that shit. So I want to work overtime to make sure that this shit's raw as fuck. So when the producer hears it or whatever, it's like this is the Balmain level of trying to say that being a present father is important. It's like, how do you supplement the after-school special of that? But that's actually the truth. I know a lot of CEOs with a lot of fucking money with some estranged ass kids. Not me.
Let it wash over me.
Outer.
Let it wash over me.
You know what I'm saying? Let me fill in whatever I was doing over looking at the.
Let it wash over me.
Sit one more time.
Let it wash over me. Let it wash over me.
Some feeling from the state of mind, the longest one.
Let it wash over me.
This is all day, all day.
Let it wash over me.
See the battlefield, see the stack.
Let it wash over me.
Up in St. Lake, phones on my ass on the diamond.
Let it wash over me.
You have the ones that we did already in there. These are the in-betweens.
Treat your body like a river wind. Let it wash over me. Coming at me like a wave. Let it wash over me. Ask me 12 ways, stars on the lake look like a million diamonds. Let it wash over me. Treat your body like a river wind. Let it wash over me. See you coming at me like a wave. Let it wash over me. Touch me 12 ways, stars on the lake look like a million diamonds. Let it wash over me.
Lord.
A little distortion, just the drum.
And leave the chain, leave the chain, leave the chain.
Stars on the lake look like a million diamonds.
That's this album. Leave the fucking chain sound in it.
The chain in the mic. Great.
Leave that shit.
How you doing?
I'm good. Unfortunately, the shirt that looked the flyest isn't waterproof, so. Are we just like drowning in a sea of just like attention? It's almost not even the music. It's like how good are you at keeping people's attention? And that freaks me the fuck out because I don't know if I'm willing to ask for that much attention. And I don't know if I'm willing to rack my brain hard enough to get that much attention on the music. Which then makes me feel like am I just getting a lot older and just like really not giving a fuck, which is dangerous. I've never been more confident in the music, but I've never been less confident in like how the fuck does one package this to make it seem poignant and important to get in front of eyes. Solo that? Alright, you ready to drums?
The snares one time.
Yeah, get rid of snare too.
Treat your body like a river wind. Let it wash over me. See you coming at me like a wave. Let it wash over me. Touch me 12 ways, stars on the lake look like a million diamonds. Let it wash over me. Treat your body like a river wind. Let it wash over me. see me from a third eye point of view. Oasis in my arms, my wonderwall.
And it's fit me right, you fit me right. Like you record this I, and that'll be the turnaround on the drum shit.
Left eye waterfall. Oasis in my arms, my wonderwall. Fit me right. I want me to start. Your face is like a full-blown universe. How my eyes got diamond where you are. You fit me right. You fit me right.
This feels like the parade, just a big dropout. Back to it.
Oh, so cold.
I'm good.
So nice. Watch, it's like right here. That. Sheesh.
Sheesh. That one. And just slip that like a bar before.
Yep.
I want to do a dropout and just keep that in there. I want to like. Let me listen back to that. Dropout of that.
That's my baby. Treat somebody like a woman.
Hard. It's hard. It's like it's a little jokey, but it's hard as fuck.
Stupid.
When she walks out, that's my baby. Treat somebody like a woman. See you coming at me like a wave. Touch me 12 ways, stars on the lake, look like $1 million. Let it wash over me. Treat somebody like a river. See you coming at me like a wave.
I don't want to look backwards. I don't want to look backwards. Feels good. Just keep going. Bring it out.
Treat somebody like a river. See you coming at me like a wave.
I don't know if I want more information. Like it's almost like second verse just instruments. Rock, can you bring up that
You sing the same
what's
melody.
the joint? 12 strings? Maybe you performing the original loop. I will trash all of this in 2 seconds, and I hope you feel that spirit in any song that's about you ever. Is that these are great songs, and they're great homages, but when it comes time to be an actual father, I'll actually do that. Rather than promote to the world how much I love you, I'd rather promote to you, and you believe how much I actually love you. I hope she gets that from it. That feels great. So just the second verse. That second verse. Don't think twice. Just
So out of the post.
I love the idea of us never panning it the right with doing two separate tracks. Just like back half, start us 2 bars before the back half take, and then give all the music to come in.